Stop, come on.
Yes, my Spider-Lord.
Hey everyone, Ridden here, and thank you for coming. And the time has finally come. Tonight at CinemaCon, Sony had a 2+ hour presentation of its upcoming content, with the world both inside and outside of the presentation hall waiting in limbo to see if they will be releasing the first trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home. And as every minute went by, Twitter grew more and more nervous that we had once again been duped. But in the final hour, the final minutes of despair, it happened, and we finally have it. Here are my thoughts on the finally released trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home. Welcome back everyone, and getting right to the subject matter at hand, it would seem Marvel and Sony have chosen to not pull any punches with the direction they've chosen for No Way Home. The fandom has been at an all-time hype level the past few weeks as more and more rumors begin to circulate of an impending release date to our first look at the upcoming film. So much so to the point where yesterday a full early copy of the trailer leaked, where it's clearly visible the special effects had yet to even be completed. To make matters even worse, the name of the special effects artist whose desk it must have come from was watermarked all over it, and she's known to have worked on Thor Ragnarok. The trailer we've gotten opens to Zendaya's MJ character and Tom Holland's Peter Parker on a roof of a building going over the latest thoughts and news on the earth-shattering revelation broken by J. Jonah Jameson, being reprised by J.K. Simmons at the end of Spider-Man Far From Home, that Peter is in fact Spider-Man and that he murdered Mysterio in cold blood. We, of course, know this last bit to not be true and to obviously be some trick of editing, but the world at large does not, hence leading to the hailstorm of inquiry, accusation, and legal trouble our neighborhood web-slinger now finds himself in. I wasn't sure coming into this film how exactly Marvel would approach this and if it would dominate the plot of the movie or not, or if the matter would be handled off screen and simply referred to by a few lines of dialogue in the opening scenes. But we now have a very definitive answer to that question as we see Peter swinging through NYC with MJ in tow past a billboard that has him plastered all over it and being accosted by the police in what seems to be an interrogation room.
Listen, I did not kill Mysterio. The drones did.
The drones that are yours.
And it clearly doesn't seem things are trending in the right direction. I've seen chatter online that this person here slamming down the files on the table with the white sleeves might actually be Charlie Cox, reprising his role as Matt Murdock and coming to the side of Peter as his legal aid. But I must say, I don't believe that's what's going on. This would be really cool if that's the case, and would coincide with the various rumors and articles we saw from trade insiders a few months back, that Charlie Cox had filmed scenes for the film here in Atlanta, but there was never any concrete proof provided for these claims. As the trailer continues, I do like the relationship it would seem MJ and Peter will have here, as she's sticking by his side through all of it, making the decision in Far From Home to add her to the list of people who knew Peter's secret identity look even better in hindsight, as this situation will no doubt add loads of depth to their on-screen romance. And the same can be said for all of the relationships we've seen Peter foster, as we see Aunt May and Ned also caught up in the web this entire mess has spawned. And then we see Peter sitting in what I am assuming is a classroom, and he looks up at some decorative festoon lighting with what seems to be witches, and we all know where things are going from there.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
I'm sorry to bother you, sir.
I think we're beyond you calling me sir.
Okay, Steven.
It would seem Peter has deemed the issue too big for just himself to handle, and has gone to enroll the assistance of the Sorcerer Supreme himself, Dr. Stephen Strange. This is an awesome sequence to behold, as we see Peter and Strange fireside in the Sanctum Sanctorum, which oddly enough seems to be frozen over, hence possibly explaining why we see Doctor Strange in a hoodie here, and Wong taking off as if he's going on vacation to warmer climates. I can't say for sure, as we literally know nothing of the film yet past what we were given in this trailer, but it'll be interesting to see what events led to this appearance of the interior of the Sanctum, such as maybe a spell having gone wrong. In the leaked version of the trailer, it wasn't really possible to make out the background Peter and Steven were in, but it did look very white and not complete, which leads me to wonder if this decision to have Peter arrive at a time where the Sanctum has been completely frosted over was a clever decision by the design crew to cut costs on special effects, as it would take time to create a detailed environment for Peter and Strange to have not even 5 minutes of conversation setting up the plot for what we can imagine will be some very heavy special effects laden scenes later on down the road.
That feels weird, but I'll allow it.
We see Peter ask if Doctor Strange can make everyone forget that he's Peter Parker, over scenes of what looks like him running through his high school cafeteria in a black suit that we can't really make out the details of, but is most likely the black and gold suit we've seen toys be released for in the past few months, detailing out the suit that we've seen in both the comics and the recent game iterations of the character. I'm assuming it'll be some kind of variation on the Spider Monkey suit from Far From Home, possibly mixed with the magical upgrades we've been told Spidey will be getting from Strange in this film, along with some of Peter's own flair as he's taken over the design of his suits after Tony's passing. Wong tells Strange to not cast whatever spell it would seem he's talking to Peter about that could possibly help him, which we know is a suggestion Steven is going to ignore due to his hubris and our entertainment.
Don't cast that spell. Fine. I won't.
And as expected, this spell seems to go completely wrong, as we see Peter mumble his way through the realization that if everyone forgets he's Spider-Man, so would his Aunt May and his friends Ned and MJ, hence making the relationship he has with MJ non-existent based off the events of Far From Home. Now, here I must say that I'm not sure if it's actually Peter talking that jumbles up the spell, or if this is happening at the same time we've seen all of the other multiverse insanity taking place in both WandaVision and Loki, and if maybe in this trailer they've chosen to just not reveal that much of the plot as of yet. So we'll have to see on that bit. But I would think that Doctor Strange isn't novice enough to allow Peter talking, which he knows Peter does a lot of, to mess with a spell that could damage the fabric of reality he's always talking so much about that has to be protected at all costs. So just be aware that we could be seeing a little bit of movie trailer magic here from the cutting room floor.
Stop tampering with the spell.
Stop talking.
Then things begin to get really interesting as we see Strange and Peter falling through the sky above NYC as it caves in on itself. Clearly the effect of some sort of magical manipulation by Strange, to a voiceover of Strange saying the multiverse is a concept about which we know frighteningly little. Now, here we make it to an interesting point as several clips roll by rather quickly, and we're going to break them down. The storm here could be a multiverse storm, like we've seen in different properties like The Flash and so on and so forth. Or it could actually be the result of a battle with Electro, as we see some yellow lightning mixed in as well. And we know Jamie Foxx is in fact returning in this film as Electro, Maxwell Dillon from Andrew Garfield Spider-Man films of 2012 and 2014, along with Doc Ock, played by Alfred Molina, and William Dafoe from the classic Sam Raimi trilogy starring Tobey Maguire. Alfred Molina was actually asked about his role a few months back in the film by the press, and I guess Marvel's secrecy department hadn't had time or the chance to brief him yet. So he came right out and said he would actually be reprising his role as Tobey Maguire's Doc Ock in the No Way Home film, and that his storyline will be continuing right from the end of the last film we saw him in. So we can maybe assume the same is true for Electro and Green Goblin. We also see Strange and Peter on top of a train in what I believe to be a fight. Again, we have no context as to what these scenes could possibly mean and what could bring Doctor Strange and Spider-Man to blows, but I imagine this could be before they eventually team up to bring the film's bad guys down. Maybe Peter doesn't go along with Strange's plan to fix whatever the spell messed up, as he likes having everyone not know he's Spider-Man, but Aunt May, Ned, and MJ. Whatever the cause, this scene looks awesome, and I can't wait to see how Spider-Man levels up in combat to Doctor Strange, as now, to me, it seems like it would be a rather quick fight with Steven coming out on top. We even get to see Doctor Strange separating Peter's astral form from his physical, much like we saw the Ancient One do to Hulk in Endgame, which is fitting as it's done over the voiceover of Doctor Strange telling Peter the problem is him trying to live two different lives. Peter is also holding some sort of box in this scene, so let's keep an eye on that as I'm not sure what it is. We see the Iron Spidey suit from Infinity War, as well as Happy finally making a cameo, looking terrified, and even a phantom hand reaching out from the beyond down in Strange's lair that we see Magic block and protect from grabbing Peter. And before I fanboy out completely, I'll casually say we didn't see a pumpkin bomb, followed by the laugh of the Green Goblin from Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy, which is clearly the same as the pumpkin bombs we saw in that film, letting us know that William Dafoe will in fact be showing up, just further pointing out the continuity there. And if all of that wasn't enough, we see one of Dr. Octopus's claws emerge from the dust, followed by his arrival, which completely sent me off the rails, along with this amazing suit up scene. The implications here are huge, as it confirms the presence of these villains from the other Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. Granted, we didn't see either of them in this trailer, but it's my belief that when Doc Ock says hello Peter here, he's not talking to our Peter Parker, as he wouldn't know who he was, but instead to his own, which would be Tobey Maguire. I'm pretty sure we'll be getting both of them in this movie, and possibly even in a trailer before the movie releases.
Hello, Peter.
This trailer was epic and did not disappoint. It's unfortunate that it leaked a day early in a form that was in no way representative of the awesomeness that is what we finally got to see tonight. But these things happen, especially in our current age and range of technology. So I can honestly say that I am stoked, and I hope you are as well, because things are finally starting to heat back up for Marvel with all of the Disney Plus shows taking off and What If going on, and Shang-Chi right around the corner. And you can be sure we'll be continuing to cover it all here in painstaking detail, as well as films from all walks of life that I have the pleasure of watching. And if you feel so inclined, I would love to have you back here week in and week out to continue to cover it all with us. Again, guys, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and click that bell for notifications if you've enjoyed our content here tonight. Jump down in the comments and let me know your thoughts. And while you're at it, be sure to check out some of the other content here on the channel. All of the necessary links are listed here below for you to keep up with the coming content and shareables. Please be sure to follow me on all social media platforms. Or just the one you use most frequently. We are slowly but surely building a community here, and I would personally love for you to be a part of that. And last but not least, we have a merch store. So whether you see something you like or just simply want to support the channel, head on over to our shop and grab something. Or grab everything. But again, thank you so much, guys and gals, for visiting here with us today. I really appreciate each and every viewing minute of your time you've given us. There's loads of content we'll be sending your way, so I'll be seeing you. But for now, be blessed. And it was written.
Across the nighttime, the city sleep inside. Yeah, hear her voice, shake my window, sweet seduce inside. Yeah, send me out into the nighttime, for walls won't hold me tonight.